I've been introducing these various desirable difficulties into this large class without any real evidence that they were having the same positive effects that they have in the laboratory. And so a couple of terms ago, I decided to try to actually evaluate whether or not these desirable difficulties were having these positive effects in this large, uncontrolled environment. And I particularly focused on testing effects. We know from the laboratory that having a test is more beneficial than having an additional study opportunity in terms of how much you'll remember later. Would that also be true in the classroom? I started introducing very small, short, focused multiple choice tests. These would be what people might call pop quizzes. And then seeing whether or not those actually had benefits in terms of students' performance on a later final exam. And they focus on material that was talked about in the preceding lecture. So the lectures all happen on Monday, and then the labs happen either on Tuesday and Thursday or Wednesday and Friday. And the students know that the topics on the multiple choice quiz will be taken from the preceding lecture. So right away, I have hopefully encouraged them to do some spaced practice, because they'll go back. It's been a few days now since they've had their lecture, but in order to prepare for that multiple choice test, they'll go back and look through their lecture materials again. So it introduces hopefully some spacing into their study. And what we found, happily, was yes, compared to controls, students did perform better on the final exam on questions that had appeared on a previous multiple choice quiz. So we did get what's called the testing effect. So the benefit is that you should give more quizzes in your classes, and you shouldn't be worried about it. But I would definitely, in general, recommend giving multiple choice exams. But because I think they have a number of benefits, but I think they have to be constructed carefully. And one thing that's very important we've discovered is that the multiple choice questions have to be written in such a way that the alternatives other than the correct answer are also plausible ones. They have to be alternatives that the student has to consider and come up with the reason for why they're not correct and reject them. And in so doing, that requires them to think about not only why is this alternative correct, but why this alternative is incorrect. And so both the information being tested gets strengthened, and also related information gets strengthened as well.